Larry Ely Murillo Moncada was a young man whose mysterious disappearance puzzled many. Born in Honduras, he moved to the United States with his family, seeking a better life. Larry worked at a local supermarket in Council Bluffs, Iowa. One cold November night in 2009, he vanished without a trace. His family and friends were left heartbroken and confused. A missing person report was filed. Calls were made to family friends. Flyers popped up around the city just east of Omaha, but the efforts yielded little information on the whereabouts of the 25-year-old. The Daily Nonpareil reported at the time he appeared to have vanished. Now, almost a decade later, Murillo Moncada's family finally has some answers to questions that have long surrounded the young man's vexing disappearance. Where did he go? What happened to him? The Council Bluffs Police Department announced Monday that for all those years, Murillo Moncada's body had been less than a mile away from his home at a supermarket where he worked, behind the store's coolers. A day before Murillo Moncada disappeared, his mother, Anna, told the Daily Nonpareil through an interpreter that her son had come home during a Thanksgiving shift at the supermarket and seemed disoriented. She took him to a doctor and he was prescribed an antidepressant, but the medication didn't appear to help, the newspaper reported. The feeling of confusion persisted and Murillo Moncada started to hear voices, Anna said. Then came the hallucinations. At 6:15 p.m. of that frigid November evening, Murillo Moncada rushed out the door wearing no shoes or socks, dressed only in a navy blue hoodie and light blue pants. He left behind his keys and car. Despite the combined efforts of his family and law enforcement officials, the case went cold. As time went on, Murillo Moncada's parents were left with no official answers as to what happened to their son, until one day in January 2019, a team of workers were on the job at the former No Frills supermarket in Council Bluffs, Iowa, working to remove shelves and coolers from the building when they discovered a body. When the store was in use, employees would reportedly climb on top of the coolers to take an unofficial break during their shifts. Murillo Moncada was employed at No Frills supermarket at the time of his disappearance, and investigators believe he had climbed up into the space after running away from home, but became trapped after falling into an 18 gap between the cooler and the wall behind. Wedham speculated at the time that noise from the cooler's compressors may have drowned out any attempts Murillo Moncada may have made to call for help, leaving him with no way out. Murillo Moncada's body was identified using his parents' DNA. He was also found in the clothes he had been wearing at the time he was reported missing. Police investigators said that Larry's corpse showed no signs of trauma, and his death was declared an accident. Victor Murillo, Larry's father, shared his reaction to the tragic news, explaining how he felt like the earth had swallowed him whole following his disappearance. Talking about the impact the discovery of his son's remains had on him, he said, "Our heads are spinning, finding this out after so many years, and it is distressing. It makes us feel a lot of pain." Larry's discovery brought closure to his family, but also raised questions about safety and awareness in workplaces. His family expressed relief finally knowing what happened to him, though they were heartbroken by the circumstances. The case highlighted the importance of regular safety checks and maintenance in workplaces. It also underscored the need for better communication and emergency protocols in case of accidents. His tragic death prompted discussions about workplace safety standards and regulations. Larry's story has been shared widely, raising awareness about the potential dangers in seemingly safe environments. His memory lives on through the efforts of his family and community to ensure that such a tragedy never happens again. Larry's discovery brought closure to his family, but also raised questions about safety and awareness in workplaces. Larry Ely Murillo Moncada's story is both tragic and mysterious. His disappearance in 2009 puzzled many, and the discovery of his remains in 2019 brought some closure, but left questions unanswered. Found behind a supermarket cooler, His fate serves as a stark reminder of the importance of mental health awareness and the need for thorough investigations in missing person cases. What happened to Larry Ely Murillo Moncada? Larry Ely Murillo Moncada, a young man from Iowa, vanished in November 2009. His disappearance remained a mystery for nearly a decade until his body was discovered behind the coolers of a supermarket where he used to work. Investigations concluded that he had accidentally fallen into an 18-inch gap between the back of the cooler and a wall, where he became trapped and eventually passed away. Larry was missing for almost 10 years. He disappeared in 2009, and his remains were not found until 2019, during the renovation of the supermarket where he had been employed. The cause of death was determined to be an accident. Larry likely fell into a tight space behind the supermarket's coolers and could not escape. There, he tragically died from either dehydration or hypothermia, as the area behind the coolers was significantly cooler than the rest of the building. Larry's story had a profound impact on his local community and beyond, highlighting the importance of thorough searches in missing persons cases and the potential for tragic outcomes in seemingly safe environments. It also raised awareness about the challenges and heartache faced by families of missing persons. Larry's case teaches several important lessons, including the need for comprehensive safety protocols in workplaces and the importance of not overlooking any area, no matter how unlikely, during searches for missing persons. It also underscores the enduring hope of families awaiting news of their loved ones and the importance of community support in times of tragedy.